Hi, Assalamualaikum and Salam Sejahtera. Welcome to week 4 of EIC552 Company Website Design. This is the first part of week 4 video lecture, and today you will be learning about website development, types of websites. Now, it is thought that as many as 380 new websites are created every minute. That's over 6 websites every single second. Originally, websites were purely informational. Before the web was open to the public, educational and research institutions and government agencies were able to make information available to each other through text-only website. Now that we have the World Wide Web, there are many types of websites. With so many different websites out there, it makes sense to sort them all into many different types. But for today's lesson, I've narrowed it down to the 8 most common instead. Do you know the differences between these types of website? What is the difference between website and web pages? Now, these terms are often confused by newcomers to the web or are incorrectly used. As with any area of knowledge, the web comes with a lot of jargon. It's easy to confuse these terms sometimes since they refer to related but different functionalities. In fact, you'll sometimes see that these terms misused in news reports and elsewhere, so getting them mixed up is understandable. So what is a web page? A web page is a document that can be displayed in a web browser such as Firefox, Google Chrome, Opera, Microsoft Internet Explorer, or Edge, or Apple Safari. These are also often called just pages. Such documents are written in the HTML language. A web page can embed a variety of different types of resources such as images, videos, or other multimedia elements. Then, what is a website? A website is a collection of web pages which are grouped together and usually connected together in various ways, often called a website or simply just site. Each web page of a given website provides explicit links most of the time in the form of clickable portion of text that allow the users to move from one page of the website to another. The ideas of a web page and a website are especially easy to confuse for a website that contains only one web page. Such website is sometimes called a single page website. Website can have many functions and can be used in various fashion. A website can be personal website, a company website, government website, organizational websites. They are typically dedicated to a particular topic or purpose, ranging from entertainment and social networking to providing news or education. Well, if you ask a web designer about the different types of website, their answers will probably be based on how dynamic the content of the page is and the degree to which it is optimized for all devices. In terms of how often the content of a website needs to be updated, it will fall into one of these 2 categories: a static website or a dynamic website. When we talk about a static website, static here means fixed websites. A website that are the most simplistic. Their content does not change depending on the user, and it is not regularly updated. Static websites are built using simple HTML code and typically provide information. However, a dynamic website or a web page will display different content each time it is visited. Examples including blogs, e-commerce sites, which are generally updated regularly. Dynamic websites can also be set up to show different content to different users at different times of the day. Dynamic website makes for a more personal and interactive experience for the user, although they can be a little more complex to develop and may load slightly slower than the static ones. Now let's look at portal. Portals are pages intended to serve as main pages or gateway for specific topics or ideas. A portal website brings together information from lots of different sources of the web. Early examples include AOL or Yahoo, which offers emails, forum, search engines, and news all throughout their home pages. They are the congregation of all the things at one place. Such sites act as a place where you can find all the latest happenings of all the world in all categories, all to get to read articles about health, entertainment, other trending popular things. Portals can also be for internal use in a school, university, or company, allowing employees or students to access their emails, alerts, file, all in one place. Any service you use on internet is available on a web portal. As the name suggests, a portal provides links to different features, options, services you could probably require at one place. Also, you are facilitated with latest news of every field and videos, weather reports, celebrity reports, articles, trending topics, and whatnot. Thus, it eliminates the process of going on different sites to know about different things. In theory, visiting a web portal is enough to acquire all kinds of information you can require on the internet, as apart from all its offerings, it also generally includes search engines. An example that you are familiar with when it comes to portals is our UiTM student portal. If you've been to My Government website, or Job Street is another example of a portal. Now let's look at wiki. I'm sure you're familiar with this as well. The term wiki comes from the Hawaiian phrase wiki, which means super fast. A wiki is a website that allows users to add and update content on the site using their own web browser. This is more possible by wiki software that runs on the web server. Wikis end up being created mainly by a collaborative effort of the site visitors. A wiki website operates on a principle of collaborative trust. The simplest wiki program allows users to create and edit content. More advanced wikis have a management component that allows a designated person to accept or reject changes. A great example of a large wiki is the Wikipedia, a free encyclopedia in many languages that anyone can edit. Another example that I think you're very familiar with is Google Applications, a collaborative tool such as Google Document, Google Sheet, Google Slide, Google Calendar, which if you set to the share option, it will provide your visitors the collaborative options. This is another type of website, an e-commerce website. Is a website through which users are able to pay for a product or a service or services online. This will normally involve one company selling to multiple users, but can also take the form of a multiple vendor e-commerce website, commonly known as marketplace websites. Marketplace websites allow multiple vendors to sell to customers through the same site. We know examples include Mudah, Lazada, Lelong, Fashion Valet, Grab, Zalora. Okay, so these are examples of e-commerce websites. Blog. Okay, I'm not sure you're familiar with this. People took the words weblogs and shortened it to blogs, which is online diaries, journals, or editorials. A blog is a website or web page that is regularly updated. Back then, a person used to be outdated if he or she did not have a website. Now, having a blog is something of the past. A blog owner will log on daily, weekly, or whenever and write about whatever is going on in their lives or business, or that may comment on politics and news. Now, how wonderful is the internet? Now, anyone who can afford a blog can be self-published and allow their thoughts to be read by anyone in the world who has online access. Typically, a blog will run by any individual or sometimes small group. It can be on any topic, but will often be written in any informal or conversational style. Professional blogging has increased massively in popularity in recent years. If you're looking to start a blog, take a look at Wix. You can build your own website for free in just an hour, and it has blog specific analytics and support comments and social bookmarking as well. Now, People vlog instead of blogs, where a person regularly posts short videos instead of writing them. The next one is a social media website. Social media is really how the web has evolved. Initially, people set up websites and used them to broadcast information. Your website was basically a copy of your brochure online. Web users are now a little bit bored with these types of websites and want to interact more online. So many websites have now sprung up that enable this online interaction. These are referred to as social networks and are basically websites that allow people to communicate, allow the sharing of images or ideas, and most of all, to interact online. The most widely used and well-known social network is, can you guess it? Yes, Facebook, with a staggering of 2.7 billion active users. As people spend more and more time on Facebook, they're spending less time on websites. So businesses are starting to create a presence there on Facebook. You can create a business page on Facebook to promote your business, and over time you will see that most companies will offer the opportunity to buy and sell your products through their business pages. Other social media sites include YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. Social media websites are pretty unique in terms of both functionality and content. Social media sites were created as a place to share thoughts, images, and ideas, are increasingly become the go-to destination for people to read up about things like the news or play games. All right, the next one, the next type of website is LMS or CMS. Do you know what LMS and CMS are? Now, let's look at LMS first. LMS, or Learning Management System, is a software application or a web-based technology used to plan, implement, and assess a specific learning process. It is used for e-learning practices, and it is most common form consists of two elements, such as the server that performs the basic functionality, and user interface that is operated by instructors, students, and administrators. So again, the primary use of LMS is for knowledge management. Typically, a learning management system, LMS, provides an instructor lecturer with a way to create and deliver content, monitor students' participation, assess students' performance. All right, a learning management system, LMS, may also provide students with the ability to use interactive features such as threaded discussions, video conferencing, forums, online forums. All right, an example of LMS that you might be familiar with are UFuture, okay, previously known as iLearn, online massive open online course, MOOC, Khan Academy, Udemy, and whatnot. Okay, now CMS, is a software that helps users create, manage, and modify content on a website without the need for specialized technical knowledge. In simpler language, a content management system is a tool that helps you build a website without needing to write all the technical coding from scratch. Or even if you don't know how to code at all, you can still use CMS to come up with a website. So instead of building your own system for creating web pages, storing images, or other functions, the CMS handles all that basic infrastructure for you, so that you can focus on more forward-facing parts of your website, which is the content. Okay, so examples of SMS that you might be familiar with are WordPress, Joomla, Wix.com, Drupal, Squarespace, Magento. Magento is specifically for e-commerce. Okay. And the last type of website is the portfolios. Portfolios are sites devoted to showing examples of previous works. Service providers who want to show Potential clients, the quality of the work they provide, can use a portfolio website to collect some of the best samples of past work that they've done. It has the potential to demonstrate professional and personal growth, exemplify evidence-based practice, and provide a planning space for future professional development, needs, and experiences. These types of website is most common for creative professionals and freelancers that are hired based on demonstrated skills, and can be a more efficient alternative to a business website that serves a similar focus. For students, an e-portfolio is an evolving online resource that acts to record, store, and archive the artifacts of learning and reflection of you as an individual learner. In other words, it is a collection of work or evidence in an electronic format that showcases learning over time. When you think of your e-portfolio and the types of evidence that it contains, it is important to think about its purpose and intended audience. The most common types of portfolios out there are the one that showcases work, professional e-portfolios, where these types of portfolios are primarily a way to demonstrate, highlight academic career, students' academic evidence. These are great examples if you are students, or if, let's say, you are a photographer and you want to show your past work. All right. Learning e-portfolio is another type, where it is created by students as part of a course or as a way to demonstrate learning and the learning process. These portfolios are often shared with other students to elicit peer feedback. Learning portfolios support the idea of formative feedback as an essential part of the learning process. Okay. Now, let's talk about types of web browser. The most important program in your computer is the web browser, and yet most people are not sure which web browser they are using, or even what exactly a web browser is. Now let's play a word association, just like when a psychologist asks you what comes to mind when you hear certain words. Now, what do you think when you hear the words Safari, Chrome, Opera, Firefox? If you say internet browser, you are spot on. If you say anything other than internet browser, I think there is something wrong there. Okay, that's because the leading internet browsers are, as you can see there, this is according to popularity: Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Apple Safari, Microsoft Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge, Opera, and Mastodon. And it's in that order. Okay. Browsers come and go. 10 years ago, Netscape Navigator was a well-known browser. Netscape is long gone today. Another is called Mosaic. Okay, it's considered the first modern browser, but it was discontinued in 1997. So what exactly is a browser? Most people stick with the browser that comes or that came with their computers. Internet Explorer is a well-known browser because it comes with virtually every PC. Safari is well known to Mac users and Apple computers because that's the primary browser on those computers. A browser, short for web browser, is the software application or a program that you're using right now to search for or reach and explore website. Whereas, let's say Excel is a program for spreadsheets and Word a program for writing documents, a browser is a program for internet exploring. Okay, which is where that name came from. A web browser is a program on your computer that allows you to visit websites. You get to your web browser by clicking on its icon. From there, you enter the web address, and the browser displays the web pages in question for you. The web browser is the most important piece of software in your computer because every web page runs through it. So a faster web browser means that you will find yourself saving time on every web page you open. Installing a new browser is free and rarely takes more than a few minutes. All right, let's talk about website builder, because since we are going to be building websites, so you need to know the available website builders or softwares or platforms out there. What is a website builder? It is basically a tool that allows the construction of websites without manually code editing. In other words, a website builder is a program or a tool that helps you build a website. There are two main types of website builders, offline and online. Alright, so an online website builder comes as software programs that you download and install on your computer. You will build your website and save your files on your computer, and when your website is ready, all you need to do is upload all your website files to a web host. One advantage of such website builder is that the software is running on your computer, so you can work on your website even if you are offline. But because you will need to upload your files to a web host, you will need to have at least some technical skills or experience with using offline builder softwares. You will also need to purchase a web hosting account in addition to the website builder software. These are some of the examples of offline website builder. We have Rapid Weaver, Dreamweaver, UKit, GoDaddy, and Mobirise. Online website builders are web-based and run on the provider service. Unlike offline website builders, you don't need to download or install the software on your computer. All you need is a web browser. Example, like we learned previously, Chrome, Firefox, or Internet Explorer. And an internet connection, a good internet connection. This allows you to work on your website from anywhere and on any device. Another benefit is that the web builder comes with web hosting services, so you don't need to purchase it unless you want a more advanced feature, and you can set it up separately. Many online websites builders are designed for people with little or no coding experience, like me or like you probably. Here are some examples of online website builders that are out there. We have Wix.com, we have Webflow, WebNote, Pathbrite, Weebly, Google Site, WordPress, Site123. All right, so these are some examples of an online website builder. All right, that's it for our first part of week 4 video lecture. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.